The U.S. Navy is giving the bodies of dead Americans to Israel to use as science experiments. USC Annenberg Media, which is a media outlet run by the students at University of Southern California, reported that since 2017, USC has had a contract with the U.S. Navy where the U.S. Navy would buy dozens of bodies of dead Americans and give them to U.S. and Israeli military doctors to practice trauma surgery on. This is what the notice of intent on the contract says. Based on a signed agreement between the U.S. Navy Surgeon General and the Israeli Defense Forces Surgeon General, the Navy Expeditionary Medicine Training Institute has been tasked to provide fresh tissue dissection training for the IDF personnel registered at the Navy Trauma Training Center. The Navy bought at least 89 of these bodies from USC and paid $860,000 for them. So that's about $10,000 a body. And nearly half of them have been operated on by Israeli military doctors. One of these contracts is still actually active, and you can see all these contracts on publicly available government websites. At least some of these bodies were provided by the LA County Office for Decedent Affairs, which cremates and buries unclaimed dead bodies. So we don't actually know if the families of these dead people know that their family members' bodies were used for this purpose. When they were asked about it, the LA County General Medical Center denied this, and they said that no foreign personnel, no foreign doctors have ever touched or operated on bodies at their office. This is the type of thing you hear the US accuse countries like China and North Korea of, but it's actually Donald Trump's Navy that is trafficking American corpses to Israel. And Palestinians have long held that Israel has practiced organ harvesting on dead Palestinians. There was a report that came out in this latest iteration of the genocide that said that Palestinian dead were returned to Palestinian families with signs of mutilation. Israel is also admitted to harvesting the organs of not just Palestinians, but of African workers working in Israel. In one instance, they admitted to taking the corneas of Palestinians and then sending them home to their families with their eyes glued shut. They've also harvested the skin of dead people to use to heal the wounds of Israeli soldiers. So to summarize what America First has meant under Donald Trump, you start by financing your campaign with hundreds of millions of dollars from pro-Israel megadonors. You install the most pro-Israel cabinet probably ever. You start suing universities for not cracking down hard enough on pro-Palestine protests. You try to deport people for criticizing Israel. You oversee the transfer of key U.S. media institutions to Israel First billionaires. You promise Israel tens of billions of dollars in weapons transfers that we will pay for. And now you can add to that buying the bodies of dead Americans to give to Israeli doctors to experiment on. Where does it end?